maybe a year ago, 6 months, Brian Walker came down on Lafarge, and it was really helpful. But in Alaska, those oil companies, they cut a check, I think it's yearly, to every resident in the state of Alaska for the oil companies to come in and tap that oil out of their state. Perhaps that might be an avenue for us to pursue here.
Hawaii is doing that with wind generation.
Right. Yeah, that's energy. That's an interesting energy planning thing. I mean, well, I would right now our bills are about $26 or $27 on the average bill is for a speed that's called for local lines and services, right? That is the same no matter whether you use $700 worth of electricity or whether you use $7 worth of electricity. Those are the things. Another planning, consumer-based kind of thing that I would start to look at for people rewarding people who are conserving, not by doing a flat charge regardless of the amount of use. Anyway, that's all that. What are some other things? Yes.
The Alaska dividend. The state only gets 1/8 of the oil, and 1/4 of what the state gets is invested mainly in alternative energy and conservation companies. And the interest from that in a rolling 5-year average pays an equal annual dividend to everybody in the state. Just to explain that a little more. It's not directly from the oil, it's investing and getting off the oil.
Oh, that's interesting. I'm concerned about, we have 2 coal plants in Wisconsin that in our study area here, one in Genoa and one in Alma. Alma, I understand, is running at Genoa is running at a very, very low level right now. Workers have been told basically that, we don't know exactly what the situation is here. If you look at this line here from the Badger CapEx 2020 Badger Coulee line, it has a capacity of about 4,500 megawatts. And I was told one place in the ATC meeting today that was completely wrong, and I was told by another place that we're not really sure if that's wrong. That could be, well, it came out of one of their studies, so we'll see. The idea here is 4,500 megawatts. In Wisconsin, if you added up all of the power generation on average at any given moment in time, on average, that would be about 7,600 megawatts of power. So this one line alone would be capable of carrying over half of the energy used in the state on average. Now, that's pretty amazing. That's Danielson's just dreaming this up. The thing that concerns me about it in terms of this local power thing is that we know what happens in export-based economies. When we move production out of the United States, when we move it out of our communities into another economy, we lose the jobs. So, in the plan somehow, and among the questions that we ask, I'd like to hear some discussion about what the impact on power generation jobs are, both utility companies and in alternative utility companies. Okay.
Dan, you made a point not long ago about people just not being aware that this plan has been approved by someone somewhere. Like this is the way. And I talked to some of our representatives, and in reality, they're not aware of what the situation is. So really, our best tool is all of you getting informed and writing PSC, writing ATC, and saying, this is not the solution that we feel, or I feel is the best solution. Here are some other options, and getting other people informed according to what's going on. Because really, Rob has done a lot, and we've all done a lot, but it's really going to need everyone doing a little bit. Writing a letter to someone and letting them know what's going on, how you feel, and that's really going to be where these initiatives are going to go forward. When I talked to the representatives and they said, yeah, I got 10 letters, and I was amazed that I got 10 letters about one thing. That was kind of blowing away to me.
Besides that.
What else can you do besides that?
Well,
right, but
that's what we all want to know.
Okay.
What can we do to stop it?
The last
They've already spent millions of dollars just on their advertising to get up to try to convince us that they're doing something good.
This is a key
how do you fight something like that?
This is a good question. And first of all, there are lots of things that can be done. There are lots of them. And I'll just quote from the Washington Post that summarized the article for the path line, which is between Western Virginia towards Delaware. That was stopped because it was proven that the line was not needed. Okay? The line was stopped dead cold because the high voltage solution was not needed. Okay. The first line says, much to everyone's surprise, public service corporations, utility companies, and most political representatives, the Allegheny Path line was stopped today because of an informed public. Okay? That's really where it is. There's no secrets. And when I gave the analogy of you're informing yourself here today, your neighbors a mile away. We need to write letters. Right now, I was told the number that we have over 300 letters that have been written to ATC that they're going to hurriedly answer. We know what their answers are going to look like, but we're going to answer those. The questions for those letters, if you want to know what questions are over on this table, there's a little form that you can get that's a 2-page thing that talks about the basics of letter writing. We want to write letters about what?